Welcome to Files of the Damned. Today, we reopen a case that blurs the line between medicine and madness. A tale of one doctor whose obsession with life may have stolen others forever. Dr. Alphonse Grégoire was known as a genius. He ran a private clinic on the outskirts of Vienna. The year was 1892. Patients came from across Europe. Some were royalty. Some were famous composers. Some were sick with diseases no one else could cure. But no one knew exactly what Grégoire did behind closed doors. He didn't allow other doctors inside. He didn't publish in medical journals. Yet his patients left feeling stronger, more alive. Some even said younger. They whispered about miracles and about something else. A strange coppery smell in the air. Bandages that didn't belong to the patient. Rooms locked from the inside. He was always calm, always polite. But his eyes held something unsettling, something cold. In 1893, a young maid fell ill. She worked at the clinic. Her name was Lise. She collapsed while cleaning Dr. Grégoire's private wing. The doctor said she had typhoid. She was never seen again. A few staff left without notice after that. Others stayed quiet. Rumors spread. A former nurse said he used blood transfusions. That wasn't new, but she claimed the blood wasn't sterilized, wasn't labeled. It came in unmarked jars, and sometimes she swore the blood was still warm. No one believed her. They called her hysterical. In 1895, a local pharmacist received a strange order. 6 liters of anticoagulant. Enough for a hospital. But the order was for one man, Dr. Grégoire. When the pharmacist asked why, the doctor only smiled. Preparation, he said, for vitality. That same year, a patient died after a session. His name was Herr Klaus Müller. He was 47 and in good health. His family demanded an investigation. They were denied. The death certificate said natural causes. But Klaus's sister claimed his skin was pale and cold, and his veins looked bruised, as if something had been drained. In 1896, Grégoire moved his clinic to the countryside. He said it was for privacy. The new facility was larger, stranger. Locals called it the Castle of Needles because of the syringes, and because no one ever saw patients leave. Next door lived a hunter named Ewald. One night, he noticed something odd. A cart arrived at 3 a.m. It carried crates that dripped red. The driver wore no uniform. He said nothing, just nodded at Grégoire and left. Ewald followed the cart the next night. It came from the city morgue. The doctor was bringing in corpses. But why? And what was he taking from them? The townspeople began to whisper. They had reason to fear. The story was about to unravel. In early 1897, a priest visited the clinic. He was not sick. He came to ask questions. Dr. Grégoire welcomed him with tea. They spoke for over an hour. The priest never returned to his parish. His belongings were mailed back 2 weeks later. No note. No explanation. Only silence. Around the same time, local children started reporting strange things. They claimed they saw pale people in the woods, wearing hospital gowns, walking slowly, muttering. One child swore she saw her uncle, who had died the month before. Authorities dismissed the stories as nightmares. In August of that year, a carriage broke down near the clinic. The driver went to ask for help. He returned pale, shaking. He told the innkeeper, "There are glass tanks in the cellar, full of blood, with tubes, and bodies." Some of them still moved. The innkeeper told him to forget it, told him to leave town, and he did. The first real investigation came in 1898. A nurse named Anna fled the clinic. She had been working there for 3 years. She carried a bundle of papers, personal notes, patient files, and one photograph. It showed a young woman strapped to a table. Her eyes were open. She looked terrified, and her arms were pierced with tubes. Anna went to the Vienna police. they promised protection. She was placed in a safe house. 2 nights later, she was found dead in her bed. No wounds. No signs of struggle. Just 2 small punctures in her neck. The police called it suicide. The files were never returned. By 1900, the clinic shut down. Not officially. Dr. Gregor simply vanished. The windows were boarded up. The iron gate locked. No one bought the property. No one wanted to. But stories still came. Hikers who passed by the estate claimed they heard humming, a woman's voice, and machines turning on by themselves. One man swore he saw flickering lights from the basement. In 1903, a group of students broke into the clinic. They found surgical tools, cracked jars, dried blood on the walls. One jar was labeled Subject Number 31, Final Phase. Inside was a human heart, still suspended in fluid, still intact, still red. They ran out screaming. The jar was taken to a university lab. No one could identify the fluid, but the heart showed signs of being alive just days earlier. One student, a medical intern, took photos. He never published them. The next year, he changed careers. He became a priest. By 1905, the clinic was declared cursed. Locals refused to walk near it. Children were told to stay away. The building began to rot, but it never collapsed. They say the walls were reinforced with something stronger than brick, and that the rooms were designed like a maze to keep people in. In 1908, lightning struck the roof. The fire burned for 3 days. When it stopped, the walls were still standing. Only the roof was gone. But in the ash, they found something else. Bones, dozens of them, all missing their skulls. No one could explain how they got there, or why they were arranged in a circle. In 1910, the land was sold to a railway company. They planned to demolish the ruins and lay track through the valley. The workers arrived in spring. They brought tools, machines, and dynamite. But by summer, the project was abandoned. 7 men had died. 2 went missing, and the rest refused to return. One of the foremen claimed they unearthed a stone door underground. It was circular, sealed shut, covered in symbols. They tried to break it open, but every drill shattered. The explosives failed, and 1 man dropped dead just standing near it. A priest was called to bless the site. He fainted before saying a word. Later in his journal, he wrote, "I heard humming from beneath the earth. It knew my name." The company quietly withdrew from the purchase. The land was left untouched. By 1920, rumors of the blood clinic had spread across Europe. Journalists, thrill seekers, and occultists began arriving. Some camped near the ruins. Others tried to enter the cellar. None found the stone door. In 1923, a German photographer named Klaus Riedel disappeared there. His camera was found outside the fence. The last photo showed the entrance to the basement, with a shadow that didn't belong to him. It had no face. In 1931, a group of monks performed a sealing ritual. They placed iron crosses around the property, lit candles for 7 days, and declared the site spiritually quarantined. The ritual worked. No more disappearances were reported. But nothing ever grew on the land again. No grass, no trees, just ash and dust. Decades passed. People forgot, and the ruins sank deeper into the ground. Until 1984, a team of Swedish geologists found something odd in seismic scans. An underground structure, perfectly square, 10 meters below the old clinic. They sent in a drill. It stopped halfway. Not because of rock, but something soft, organic. They pulled the bit back up. It was covered in blood. The report was never published. The lead geologist was reassigned. The project was canceled. In 1997, local children dared each other to sleep on the land. 2 boys went. Only 1 came back. He never spoke again. Just drew pictures of tubes, tanks, and glass rooms. In 2015, a real estate firm bought the property. They planned to build luxury cabins. The night before construction began, all their documents vanished. Their computers melted. No cause was found. They sold the land at a loss. As of today, the clinic is gone. Only a cracked foundation remains. But locals say sometimes, late at night, you can see lights flicker beneath the earth. And hear a low humming. And if you walk close enough, you'll feel something watching. Not from the woods, but from below. If you made it this far, you know this world hides more than it shows. Don't forget to subscribe to Files of the Damned for more dark stories.